Well, hello everybody. Nice to see you all. So we're back in our bread making phase for this week. What we're going to do is we're going to make a bread called ciabatta bread. You're going to make 3 loaves. A little time consuming, that's okay. The weather's a bit cool today. It'll be cool tomorrow as well, I hope. So a good day if you're staying indoors, we can make that. So 3 loaves of bread. Ciabatta means in Italian, it means shoe. So I'll show you a really cool technique, and you should enjoy this. Makes great sandwiches. Remember, it's bread, so it freezes really well. So what I'm going to do today, okay, is I'm going to make a thing called a starter or a polish. So I've got 300, and I'll write this in the recipe and upload it for you. 350 mils of water. You want about room temperature, sort of like a little bit, maybe just a tad cooler, but around 21 degrees, all right? Don't have to measure it, but you know, room temperature water. And I've got some yeast. You only need a pinch. Now what we're going to do is in here measure 330 grams of flour. So I'll measure this off to see what 330 looks like. So we're going to go by cups to start off with. How's everyone doing? Did you have a good weekend? So I'm going to put down 330 grams of flour. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this starter overnight. A little bit of flour. And what happens is the flour starts to sort of like, not ferment, but starts to get going, and the yeast starts to permeate it, and it makes a difference in the bread making. So it's sort of artisan bread, but it's fun. I like it. So, and it makes absolutely delicious bread. You've never probably have had it before, and if you have, that's great as well. So that's 2 cups. So I'm going to say this is like just over 2 cups of flour, like barely. I'd say 2 cups and a tablespoon, which is 330 grams. 2 cups and a tablespoon. I'll put that in my notes and I will get that for you. So you've got 350 mils of room temperature water, and you've got 330 grams or 2 and a tablespoon of flour. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, take this off here, and I'm just going to put this in here. Okay, now remember, you guys have had me before, and if you haven't, that's fine. A little technique that I like to use. Okay, and I'm just going to use a pinch of, a little pinch of good old pinch of yeast. Not too much, just a pinch. So what I'm going to do now, I'm only going to use my one hand. Okay, I'm going to make a polish here. All right, and I'm just going to mix this up. Not going to knead it much, just bring it together. Okay, and this is what, you can leave it out. You don't need to put it in the fridge. It's good at room temperature. Okay, because this dough we're going to make tomorrow is going to be, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a wet dough, but we've really got to work it, sort of get that window pane, stretchy white dough. So this is kind of, and this is the right consistency. Like, it's pretty sloppy here. That's why one hand, because otherwise you've got a right mess. Put it this way, kids. If you text right now, good luck. So I'm just gonna keep mixing it. I've left my, I don't have you here, and I've left the container over there, so I'm gonna have to go back and get it. But that's the rough part of having to cook by yourself. You've got to do everything yourself. When I'm in the class with you guys, you get to help. You get to help me, I get to help you, so it's a perfect situation. But here we are. Play around with it. I'm going to give you a little secret of mine. I'm going to show you how to make a fresh garlic mayonnaise. It's called aioli. Little secret. You mustn't tell anybody. All right? I'm not putting up the recipe. And it's a really good condiment. Great with French fries and steak, just delicious. So what I'll do, this is always handy. If I've got 2 hands like this, it's a nightmare. Which, you know, I'll be honest with you, that's why I love teaching. I love teaching because it's a guarantee you're going to get a student that's going to have it everywhere, right? But that's all, yeah, it's all part of it. It's all part of the journey. It's all part of the fun. So I'm going to mix this in here. So this is a starter dough, or a polish. All right, so give this a little mix, All right, and what I'll do is I'm just gonna pop this in here like this. Notice I put some oil in there. I don't have any spray, and I need to pick some up, but anyway, as we all are aware, going to the grocery store is a very measured ordeal now, isn't it? It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna run to the grocery store and get stuff. So we don't get to do that as much. So you become much more measured. So here we are here. I'm gonna put a lid on it, and I'm just gonna put it over to the side. And you're gonna do it for overnight, okay? And what I'll do is tomorrow, we'll use this in the dough. I'll upload the recipe, and I'm gonna show you how to make a garlic mayonnaise. So, nice to see you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. How are you? It is May the 5th, and have my list. I need my eyes. Let me see what we have here. So, May the 5th, birthdays. We have Ainsley Glendenning, happy birthday. And, oh, Mr. Noah Couchet, happy birthday. Excellent. Right, so this week, I was thinking of the theme this week, and because of everything going on, you kind of think, well, you know, I know for me, my timelines are all off kilk, so I'm sure everyone's in the same thing. But of course, the theme this week has to be Mother's Day. So we are going to push the boat out for Mother's Day. That's what we're going to do. So I said yesterday about we went and made a polish or a starter for the ciabatta bread. Look at that. Look at the state of that thing. Look at that. That is flour, water, 330 grams of flour, 350 mils of water, and a pinch of yeast. Look what that thing does. Look how it reacts. So that's why we kind of make a starter. It's kind of cool. So I'm going to put that to the side. I also said we're going to make a fresh mayonnaise and aioli, which is just a side thing you can have. So like on Mother's Day, or you're barbecuing and you want some garlic mayonnaise, which I love. All right. I'll show you how to make it. Top secret. I'm not putting the recipe out. You just have to see it on the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap a potato, glad I caught that, in tin foil. I'm going to pop it in the oven. I'm going to bake it. So that's done. Beautiful. Right. So next part. What we're going to do today, we're going to do three things. Start off with the ciabatta bread, which means slipper. So we're going to get that going. So this is what we have. And I'll put the recipe up as well. 20 grams of salt, a teaspoon or 3 grams of dried yeast, 750 grams or 4.5 cups of strong bread flour, and we have exactly 650 milliliters of cold water. So what have we got to do here? We've got to add this together, and then we're going to mix it. Now I have a mixer here. At home you could have one and use the hook, or what you could do is of course mix by hand, right? And you've got, I'm sure you're going to have help. This is a real winner here. These three things you could have for Mother's Day are going to be great. I haven't told you the third thing. Third thing's going to be, when we've done all this, okay, I'm going to start on another thing. My wife's favorite, my mum's favorite. We're going to make a little twist, we're going to make a strawberry shortcake, and I'm going to make it with Victoria, me being British, Victoria sponge cake with lemon zest. So that's what we're going to do today. Right, so without further ado, let's do this. One thing, salt, put it on one side. Okay, give it a little mix. There's my 20 grams of salt. Okay, I'm going to throw that over there. My yeast, right in here. There we go. I'm going to give that a little mix. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this mess in here. I'm not going to add, that's all crusty. No crusty bits. Later. The crusty bits come later when we bake it. Nice. Right. So, hope you guys had a good sleep. I didn't. So, I usually don't the day before I do videos. I don't know what it is. Just kind of like, I don't know, stage fright or something. But anyway, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to put my mitts in here. I should probably take my watch off, but I won't. Okay, so I'm gonna go right in here. Oh, that's all gooey. Ugh. Right, that's gonna go in here. Here's my starter, look at that. That's all of it. All that starter is going in here. All right, so remember, you wanna leave that overnight at room temperature. And that was, you can see the size of that. You might need something a little bigger, all right, and cover it, all right? So I'm gonna put this in here like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add the water. And I'm going to start to bring it together. Okay? I'm going to start to use one hand to bring this together. Otherwise, you're going to be in real trouble if someone knocks on the doorbell, or you've got to pick up something, or, you know, you get a phone message, you get a text message. So I'm going to bring this all together. Just like this. Okay? And this will be quite a different, this is going to be a little shift to what we've made before with the bread. We've made focaccia bread, and we've made focaccia bread, and we've made Easter bread. Okay, and this is going to be a little different. All right, it's not difficult. It's time consuming, but hey, we got time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in here. Oh, right. I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to put it on the hook. Now you guys, if you don't have this, this is where you've got to knead. And this is going to take quite a lot of kneading. But that's okay. You're going to have lots of help. All right? And again, remember, because it's bread, it freezes really well. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, chef. My goodness. Right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in here. What a mess. I'm going to have to clean my hands up for sure. Right? Press down on it. Push this up. Start off nice and slow. Right. So this is going to take quite a bit of kneading here. Okay? It's going to take quite a bit. So I'll be back, and I'll show you what we're looking for consistency. Right back. Just give this a little wipe down. We're going to look for the, call it a window pane test. Okay. So, like the focaccia bread, like the pizza dough, it's quite, it definitely is not as mixed as I want it to be, and it's still lumpy. Remember how you did the pizza dough when it's lumpy? I'm just going to go and scrape the sides, all right? And I'm going to put this back in there. I'm going to give this another knead for about 5 minutes. I suggest when you guys knead it, you're going to knead it, like you've got a mixer, you're going to knead this for about, it's quite sticky. So what you can do is you can add, I've got a mixer. If you don't have a mixer, what I would do is just add a little bit of flour. Not much. I'm just going to add a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to add much flour, just going to add a little bit. All right, and add a little bit to my hands as well. That's it. And remember, when you've got flour and you've got your hands all dirty, you can add, sort of put the flour together and mix it all off. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to put this back in there, and I'm going to give this another whiz. Okay, it's not ready yet, it's too lumpy. So I'll be back. Nice thing is, it's get up early in the morning and get going on this. Once you get this part done, it's easy. All right, and that's okay. You know, you can get a challenge. You can do this, and you can freeze it and have, you know, have some really nice bread for Mother's Day. If you're going to barbecue outside, make amazing garlic bread, all types of stuff. Be back on golden, guys. Right, a little bit of flour, not too much, a little sprinkle. Olive oil on there, stop it sticking to my hands. That's better. Right, now. So we're going to turn this out now, and we're going to have a look. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. Ooh. Look at this stuff. Look at it. It's like an amoeba. It's what you want. All right, now what you do is you get some, and you just kind of pull it nice and elasticy, okay? And it should come across, and when you pull it, you should be able to stretch it, and it should get really fine. So if you can stretch it and you get little bits like tracing paper, you're golden. You see that? If you can kind of see that with the light, I'll put this up here. But like if you put this and you stretch it and you can see how it's like tracing paper, that's what you want. I said, but that's okay. It's all going to work out. Now what you're going to do, you've got to make this proof. And what they call it's a technique called pulling. Pulling, like pulling a rope. Right, so I've got some oil in here. I'm going to add a little bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this in there. I'm out of, I keep forgetting, I'm out of spray. I usually use spray, but I'm out. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this dough. Once you get to this point, it's really easy. It's 3 pulls, and I'll show you what a pull is like. Right, I'm just going to put this in here, and you want to keep this like this. There you go. Look at that dough. Beautiful. Oh, magic. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this, put it somewhere warm, and it's going to proof. All right. And then I'm going to give it, 20, 30 minutes, and I'll come back and I'll pull it again. And we'll do it 3 pulls. Then we'll break it up, put it into a hot oven, bake it. Et voila, Dunsky. I'll be back. Right.
I'll tell them that my focaccia turned like a brick. I have to give you an in-person demonstration.
Well, here we are, guys. This is, you know who's here. This is Miss McNeil. Yes, she has blessed us with her presence. So what I thought we could do is I'll show Miss McNeil how to pull the focaccia bread, because we've given it 1 pull, it needs 3. So what we're going to do now, oh my goodness, look at that. That's twice the size. And it's all kind of focaccia, sorry, not focaccia, ciabatta means slipper. So what we want to do is we want to keep the air in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show one, and then I'm going to get Miss McNeil to do this. So you get your hands in here, you don't knock it down, and you just kind of turn it over. I'm going to get a little more oil. There we are. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a little turn over, Miss McNeil, and you're going to turn it over all the way over, put a little more oil, and then we're going to put it back, and then we're going to let it proof for another 30 minutes.
Awesome. Thanks, Mr. Beck.
You're welcome. That's it. Just kind of keep, that's it. Just
demonstration.
That's right. And just flip it all the way over. That's it. Beautiful. And then lay it back in the middle. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, what a beauty. Oh yeah, that's it. Perfect. And I think that's good. Give it another squirt of oil. There we go. Put the lid on it. That's it. So you want to keep it nice and airy, and then another half an hour, then we're going to give it 1 more pull, then we're going to cut it up, bake it, and then I'm going to eat it.
I'm not going to be here to enjoy any of it.
Well, I could always drop it off.
Well, that's a great idea. Social distance drop-off?
Social distance drop-off.
I needed an in-person demonstration. I tried to make Chef Buck's focaccia, and it turned out like a brick that you could use for housing.
So
I had to troubleshoot on what I did wrong.
So troubleshooting, I believe Miss McNeil used, what did you use?
I used
active yeast. It's a little different to dried yeast. Yeah. So I think that may be the problem. So
I'm going to try again with the dry yeast and see if that makes a difference. So thank you for the in-person demonstration and how it should feel, because mine did not feel like that.
So, half an hour, 3rd pull. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Mr. Back. I'd give you a hug if I could.
Love ya. All right, so now we can do the final thing, shaping.
Shaping. A little loaf building.
A little yolk building. Right. One for you.
All right. Is it going on here?
Yes, please. And then one for me.
I bake everything on parchment now.
I know, isn't it just the best? The best, the best. This is a little big. I'm going to fold it. Right, now, we can put a little bit of oil on here. Is yours down there?
We're shaping it right on here?
Yep. So, right, now, So what's important, Mrs. Sylvester, is that all this lovely work we've done this morning, that we don't knock it down.
You gotta leave it airy.
We've got to leave it airy. So I'm going to do the first one, and I'll show you what you do. So what I'm going to do is get the knife, okay, and I'm going to cut this.
And you're going for 3
And it's
equals.
like, I'm going to make 3. It's a bit like an amoeba. Like a squidgy. What's that stuff you buy when you were a kid? I had it when I was a kid. It's like silly putty. You could throw it against the wall and it bounces and all that stuff. What is that called?
Well, silly putty.
Silly putty. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Silly putty bread. Right, ready? So I'm going to get this one here like this. Right, now I'm going to pick it up. Oh, and then I'm going to put this, look how squidgy that is. Hard to believe it's bread, isn't it? But it is. So we're going to put this, let me get this out of the way for you so you can see. Right, so I'm going to put this on here like this.
So those big air bubbles, do you do anything?
No, leave them.
Okay.
So you're going to try, I want that in half and I want that put on your, just kind of pick it up. That's right, that's it. It's all squidgy.
Yeah.
That's it. Isn't it
It
squidgy?
just sort of takes over the space
I know, it's
again.
something else, isn't it? Don't press down on it.
Oh,
Easy.
Oh.
Oh. Look at, that's it.
Okay, there we go.
That's it.
Definitely silly putty.
Definitely silly putty, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
kind of get right
Look at-
underneath it. There you
Nice.
go.
Okay.
That's it. Get your hands right underneath it and put it on your, oh, perfect. And then you get a nice shape. Shape it. That's it.
Does it have to be smooth on top? Like I've got.
It's nice if it is. Like this one here is going to do really, really well. And kind of make it, kind of shape it into like a
loaf.
A loaf, yeah, like a ciabatta loaf that
Well,
you
like,
buy.
I don't want mine to look really pretty.
Well, yeah. So there we go. We got a nice one here. Look at this one, guys. And we have one more here. Right. So this is what you can do, and you can. This might take some practice, but we've made 2 loaves already. So I think we're up for the challenge. Look at this. Whoa. Oh my goodness.
And so you can put them that close together on the board because they
Well,
don't spread as much?
I'm pushing it.
Okay.
I'm pushing it, but I've got. If I had more, I could. I am pushing a little bit,
Well,
but
your
I
first
think
one's a little small.
look, my one's a little smaller, but that's okay. Now,
Ooh, a little flour.
little flour, and then we're going to put it in an oven that's going to be 450 degrees. It's going to be a hot one. So here we go.
So fast bake.
But it's going to be 35 to 40 minutes until you get the desired color. Okay? Right. And then when we've done this, we're going to go wash our hands. Aren't we?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we are.
And we look at that.
Did I put too much on?
No, never. You give me a look. That's it. Perfect. Right. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
Right. So, now remember, we're going into a hot oven. We want to do this quickly. Okay, so we're going to put this one on the top, and I'm going to put the 2 on the bottom. Ready?
Yeah.
450 degrees. Pop that in there. Pop that one in there. That's it. Close her up.
All right.
All right, so we're going to go for about 35 minutes. If I could work the timer, what's wrong with me? What's going on here? Wait, let's get this out. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that, folks. That's a beautiful, beautiful smell in this lovely kitchen. Wow, look at that. So that's in a 450 degree oven, and it was close to 40 minutes, but I started looking around, actually more like 43 minutes, but I started looking at about 35. And you can get it to your desired color. I wanted it a little more colored. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get this onto cooling racks as quick as you can, because the moisture that's in there, it will tend to condense and you'll get it underneath the bread. So you want it really crispy. Right, so there we are, and these are hot, so be careful. So you let that cool down. Look at that. So that is ciabatta bread, which is a little different to focaccia. The focaccia bread was softer. This one here is more crispy. Makes absolutely fabulous garlic bread. And, you know, you might find it a bit tricky, but a challenge is good. So, you know, it's a matter of proofing, and it will get, you know, if it is where it is sticky, but once you get through that first part, I think you're going to like it. All right. Happy Mother's Day.